Jacinto 5th Annual Student of the Year Scholarship Ceremony. We are also grateful to be here at the beautiful Soboba Country Club. Thank you, Soboba Country Club and the Foundation, for making this happen this evening. My name is Karina Zermino, and I am with Altura Credit Union. I also sit on the Student of the Month, Student of the Year Committee. We're here tonight accompanied by our Student of the Month winners. Our local teachers with the principals have selected a single student each month from their high school and acknowledge them not only for their commitment to academics, but also their involvement and dedication to their community and school. Their great character shown throughout their high school career and or their strong ability to overcome challenges. They say, without commitment, you'll never start, but most importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. And if you have been present at our Student of the Month breakfast, you will know that these students all share the same virtue, committing many hours to organizations close to their hearts, and some even forming clubs and groups that will help our community. They have all been consistent in their focus despite the challenges they faced, and I am truly honored tonight to be here amongst all these resilient students. From each high school, we'll be awarded a scholarship for $2,500 this year, and we also have 2 additional scholarships that we have added throughout the past 3 years. Everyone in front of you has a gift from one of our students and one of our community members. And it's a picture of a rose, but if you turn it around, there is a poem that talks about the difference between a weed and a rose. And one of our Student of the Months wrote this poem. And she thought of putting this together because her father told her, you need to pick out the weeds from the rose bushes. And she asked, well, what's the difference? She says, well, the weeds are the ugly ones that nobody wants. The roses are the beautiful colored ones. And she thought, that just doesn't seem right. Why does it have to be this way? So I'd like to acknowledge the student that gifted us with this beautiful poem and the funder of these beautiful gifts that we received tonight. So Ariana Peffley, please stand. Thank you. And Diana Rhodes from Mount San Jacinto and Press Enterprise. Thank you for the gift. I would like to take a quick minute to thank our committee members, and without them, our program would not be possible. There's many hours that go into our Student of the Month breakfast, as you all have seen and experienced, as well as our Student of the Year dinner. From Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber of Commerce, Andy Anderson. From Hemet Unified School District, Nereida Gonzalez. From Hemet Unified School District, Stephanie Harmon. From SJ Medical Clinic Urgent Care, Mr. Coca, but we all know Dr. Coca is also here and she supports them, so thank you. From San Jacinto Unified School District, John Norman. From San Jacinto Unified School District, Dr. Vince Record. From Hemet Unified Valley Chamber of Commerce, Yolanda Saenz. From Soboba Band of Luiseño Indians, Soboba Foundation, Andrew Vallejos. All our committee members work very, very hard, but I do have to give special acknowledgement to Gail Hill from San Jacinto Unified School District. Gail really goes above and beyond to make sure that everything runs as smoothly as it does. And not only does Gail do this, but her husband was here helping, Mr. Hill from Hill Construction. And the beautiful centerpieces that you see. Normally we don't have decorations, but it was all thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Hill's daughter that put all this together, so thank you. I had to surprise her with that because she doesn't like acknowledgement, but she very much deserves it, so thank you again. Now I'd like to call up to introduce our sponsors and dignitaries, Mr. Andy Anderson.
First of all, I wanted to say, generally speaking, I consider all of you VIPs and dignitaries. I'll be identifying a few, but obviously our students would not have accomplished what they did without our educators, without parents, without administrators, with all of the stakeholders that joined together to ensure that we're focused on education here in the San Jacinto Valley. So for that, for everyone that's here tonight and supporting our Students of the Month, a big hand. I will say for anyone that's ever identified or welcomed or acknowledged VIPs and dignitaries, you're always going to miss someone. So the committee would like to in advance please apologize and let you know it was not intentional because we consider you all very important. With that, I'd like to recognize a few folks that are with us this evening. From Assemblyman Chad May's office, Rosalicia Bogue. From Riverside County, 3rd District Supervisor Chuck Washington's office, we have Nairobi Burks and Robin Rhodes. From Hemet Unified School District, filling in for Christy Barrett, we have Tracy Chambers. Hemet Unified School District Board Member Rob Davis. San Jacinto Unified School District Board Clerk Willie Hamilton. We have Steve Hovey from the Riverside County Office of Education, Chief Personnel Officer. From Congressman Raul Ruiz's office, we have Patrick Keplinger. From the city of Hemet, we have Councilwoman Linda Krupa and Mayor Pro Tem Carly Meyer. This next individual, for those of you that have attended our breakfast, may be familiar. For those that have not, may not be familiar, but obviously the Student of the Month concept got started many, many years ago, and there was an individual that got the ball rolling. And the Student of the Month program actually has been replicated in many school districts, cities, throughout, I know at least Southern California, but I would imagine there may be other locations as well. This next individual is the founder of the Student of the Month concept here locally, and that would be Sally Myers from Sizzler Restaurant, BMW Management. We also have with us a board president for San Jacinto Unified School District, Mr. John Norman. Known and loved, obviously, San Jacinto Unified School District Superintendent Diane Perez. Representing Senator Mike Morrell, we have Heather Perry. With us today representing the Saboba Foundation, the treasurer, Mr. Patrick Placencia. We're getting close, guys. Obviously, our focus is on the students here, but we do want to recognize a few folks. From Riverside County, Sheriff Captain Leonard Purvis. We have board member from San Jacinto Unified School District, Deborah Rex. Also from San Jacinto Unified School District Board Member Jasmine Rubio. San Jacinto City Mayor Crystal Ruiz. Pete Cervantes from the Riverside County Office of Education Community Outreach Ambassador. Russ Utz, San Jacinto Mayor Pro Tem. We have Hemet Unified School District Board President Ross Valenzuela. And the next individual, the Committee for Student of the Month wanted to take a moment and just honor and recognize. Recently, I had the just amazing honor to participate in a conference that was focused on education. It was called Unity. And this next individual was the leader that got the ball rolling. And the whole concept behind the Unity Conference was bringing together all the stakeholders in one room to focus on ensuring that we achieve the full potential of our students. That would be Dr. Judy White from the Riverside County Office of Education. Now, we got, one more time, if I missed anyone, please, my apologies there. Okay, I'm sorry, Trika Ojeda from San Jacinto Unified School District. I did say that. All right. The other part that obviously is important is such programs as Student of the Month. Obviously, there is some financial commitment through the scholarships, through the monthly breakfasts we have, through this event as well. So what I'd like to do is, so that we remain on track, is if you'll take out the card out of your program. These are the companies and individuals that have sponsored throughout the year, and to be honest, most of these have sponsored since the inception of the Student of the Month program here in the San Jacinto Valley. So I'm going to ask by category, if you're in the category and you're a sponsor, to please stand and we'll give a round of applause. So any platinum sponsors that are in the room, please stand up and we'll give you a big round of applause. One of the things that you probably heard if you attended the breakfast is we want to definitely encourage you to utilize these businesses as you make your purchases. They're focused on supporting education, and we encourage you to support them as well. The next category are the gold sponsors. If you're in the gold sponsor category, please stand up so we can recognize you. The next category are our bronze sponsors. Bronze sponsors in the house, stand on up. Okay, and then we had those cool backpacks as well as some items that you'll be receiving this evening. Any of our gift sponsors, so that's on the back side. If you're here, we want to make sure we recognize you as well. Please stand, our gift sponsors. I know that you're here. And then the others help us technically. And so I'd like to run through a few of our technical sponsors. You met Pastor Jeff Johnson, who is our prayer sponsor. Website support. How many of you have gone to the website for Student of the Month? I'd encourage you to do so. Mike Christie, Web Services, he keeps our website up to date all the time. There are photos from the breakfast. The students are recognized, and we just encourage you. It's a great way to keep up with the Student of the Month program. Also, for those of you that might be interested in sponsoring in the future, you have an opportunity to do that at the website as well. Also with us, we have Golden Era Productions and production video, Ed Aguirre, Golden Era Production, Steve Young, that take care of our photos and videos. So a big hand for them. And one last, and that is for all of our printing, is Aero Printing, Mr. Kevin Walker. We thank him as well. At this time, I'd like to ask Karina Zermino to please join me back up on the stage.
Thank you again. I also like to acknowledge Stacy Bailey from Hemet Unified School District board member. And is there any dignitaries in the room that we missed? May you please stand. We only missed one. We didn't do bad, Andy. Also, I always promote our sponsors because without our sponsors, we could not be here tonight. We couldn't do the things that we do with our Student of the Month, the gifts, the scholarships. So we this year have made it a separate little list for you to keep in your car like I do. And when I need to support someone that supports our community, our students, I go to these places. That's what I do. A big, huge thank you again to Saboba. We appreciate your donation. They actually funded the entire dinner tonight, so thank you so much. Now, we're going to start with two of our special scholarships. So as you know, we award one student of the month from each high school, which will be the recipient of the $2,500 scholarship. But then we had two others added to that, and they're for $500 each. Our first scholarship is the Daniel Lopez Jr. Scholarship. And Daniel Lopez was our December 2014 Student of the Month recipient. And in a tragic accident, he passed away. So we decided to honor our students that resembled Daniel Lopez and his resilience and his love for his family with a scholarship every year. And we have both his mother and brother here present. And would you guys like to come up and help me introduce the student of the Daniel Lopez Jr. Scholarship? So we have Glenn Lopez, brother of Daniel Lopez, and Cynthia Lopez, mother of Daniel Lopez. Another round of applause for them. And the winner of the Daniel Lopez Scholarship is John Gonzalez from Hemet High School. And John, if you're present, please come up.
Oh no. Shoot. I should have worn a suit. Okay, so I have 3 minutes, right? No?
45 seconds.
45 seconds. Okay, I was born, I was a little brown kid. Let's see. Yeah, I was a little weird kid too. I'd miss the kickball every time. You know, those little kids in kickball, it's half their size. You'd kick it, and I'd fall, and it would stare at me. It'd suck. And what else? Oh yeah, I'm good with computers. Really good. Like really good. You should all be jealous. I'm that good. Especially you. I think it's been 45 seconds, right? Oh, I'm going to Utah Valley University after I mission. I don't know where I'm going to mission to though. It's gonna be great though. Hopefully. And it's been 45 seconds now? I think it's been 45 seconds. Thank you for all listening to me, and I'll see you later.
And the next scholarship that I'd like to present, also for $500, is the Sally Myers Sizzler Scholarship funded by Riverside County District 3, Chuck Washington's office, and I would like to call up Sally Myers, Robin Rhodes, and Nairobi Burks. And the recipient of it's a long name, but the Sizzler and Chuck Washington Scholarship, we'll call it that just for the sake of time, is Gabriel Ambries from San Jacinto High School.
Well, I was told to prepare a speech, but it wasn't for this one specifically, so I'm really sorry. I would just like to thank everyone from my school, my family, and everything that I put into school. And I'm lucky to have many of you people recognize me. If you know of me, I'm very close inside the AFJROTC program, and it's given me a lot of opportunities. And I think without it, and without my family, and again, without my school faculty, I probably wouldn't be here today. And lastly, and most of all, I just want to thank God because He's definitely put me where I am today. So thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Karina was so kind to let me have the mic for a moment. We greatly appreciate that. The scholarship for Chuck Washington is actually quite special to us because Chuck has been a personal friend of mine for many years, and my husband, and of course Nairobi and our dear Robin are also very special friends. And so we just greatly appreciate that he invests in his community like he does. And I want to say to Karina, come up over here with me real quickly because Miss Karina is very special to me. The Student of the Month program really began in Moreno Valley in the early 90s. And because of that program, my husband and I with our Sizzler in Moreno Valley, we participated. I loved the program so much that I went to the Chamber of Commerce and Community where I live in Temecula, and I said, if you'd like this program, I'm happy to start it. So from there, we went from Temecula in 92 up to Murrieta in 95, and Lake Elsinore in 96, and Paris Menifee in 98. Karina was one of our original sponsors. And so this lady has a heart for all of you and for her community. And when she came to me and said, Sally, I would really like to see if you would start a program in Hemet, San Jacinto. Would you do that? And I said, no. But I said, but you can, Karina, because I have faith in folks like Karina that love so much their community. We got together, it didn't take much time at all, and here she is today. Are we 4 years, or where are we?
This is our fifth.
Fifth, okay, so see, I don't do accounting. And so here we are 5 years later. The program has expanded to Banning Beaumont. She's assisting with Moreno Valley. We now have a program in Vista and in Oceanside. So because of people like Karina and all of you on the board and you in this room, this program is honoring and recognizing these outstanding students for their character and for their passion. And I don't know where else you can do that but here. So thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, everyone. And I would like to now introduce John Norman from San Jacinto Unified School District and also on our committee. He is going to introduce, and we're going to get to the portion of the program that we all have been waiting for. So a round of applause for Mr. Norman.
Good evening, everyone. Beautiful day today, great setting here. Thank you, Saboba, for everything that they've done for us. But I've got to thank Irene Simone. I'm going to point her out over there from Altura Credit Union because she said she came here to hear me talk. But I know she was lying. But she introduced me to Karina 5 years ago. And I thought, wow, here's this young gal. She wants to get together with the school districts and do something great. And I said, hey, good luck. But here we are 5 years later, and this is the best program in the Valley, folks. I don't know about you. And you can tell the passion and compassion that our Valley has for the students that attend our schools by the number of sponsors that we have, but also the number of people that we have. I think when we had our first dinner, we might have had about 75 or 80 people, and now, you know, we're in the upwards of 250, 300 people. So everyone that supports students, I mean, it's not so tough to support students. Every culture on earth seems to want to see students rise up and fulfill their potential, et cetera. But we've really got to give a debt of gratitude to Karina, because this program really is her. When you really mention something like, well, that's the Student of the Month program, and well, who runs it? Well, I don't know. some body or whoever, but when you mention Student of the Month, I always hear people say, oh, that's Karina, she's awesome. And she really is. So let's give Karina a hand here. Now that we've sufficiently embarrassed her, she didn't know I was going to do that. Pardon me. The other thing is I'm doing a lot of talking now because generally I get to talk a lot and introduce all the students, but this year I guess it was suggested to the committee that I talk less and we watch videos more. So Ed Aguirre, which I got to thank Ed, he's done just a tremendous job. Every breakfast that we have, he videotapes all the students talking, the parents, the teachers, the administration, etc. And he put together a video for us to announce the winner, but not only do that, but to introduce some of the students as well as they were speaking during those breakfasts. So Ed's going to run that, but before we go there, I just want to give you a little bit of housekeeping here. Each one of the students will be represented by about a 30-second video clip, so you get to be sufficiently embarrassed as well, but you've already been there, so that's good. So after the video clips have run their course and the 7 students have been introduced, on the screen, and if you'll notice we have a screen at both ends of the room here, that's where you'll have to put your attention. But after all of the students have been introduced, then the winner of the scholarship will then be introduced after that. And then the winner of the scholarship will please join me on the stage with the superintendent and superintendent designee from Hemet, and also the high school principal or designee thereof as well. So we'll all be up here on the stage, and you get to see camera wars again. Holy cow. These guys, we got 3, 4, 5 people taking pictures. This is awesome. So if you like pictures, you're going to be in a bunch of them. And please go to the website. There's a couple things that are there. One is all the pictures of the students all year round, all year long. You get to see the pictures change, etc. There's a place that if you feel so compelled, you can donate. I said before, the sponsors are extremely important here. When we first started this program, the first scholarship that we gave was $1,000. And we were excited. Wow, we're giving a $1,000 scholarship to 7 kids. What is it tonight? $2,500. In 5 years, that's the kind of support we're getting with this program. So I'd like to thank you all who are sponsors or who assist in kind and those sorts of things. But if you really want to be a sponsor, we'd love to have you. There's always room for more sponsors, right? Okay, anyway, this first video that we're going to watch, and if you can direct your attention to either one of the screens here, this is a promo video, so to speak. It kind of gives you a little glimpse of what the program is really about. Because a lot of people say, well, Student of the Month, what's that? You take the valedictorian, big deal. It's not just the valedictorian. These are students who have overcome challenges to succeed despite the consequences that they were dealt. And so they have fulfilled their destiny, or they're going to do that, and we honor them every month for that breakfast. But this is a short little video that will give you a glimpse of that.
Good morning and welcome to the Hemet San Jacinto Student of the Month Breakfast. My name is Karina Zermino. I sit on the Student of the Month Committee, and I'm here this morning as well representing Altura Credit Union. The purpose of this program is to recognize and honor students for their character, love of learning, commitment to academics, in addition to their involvement in school and community activities, and or their ability to overcome difficult life circumstances. And we do this and honor them in a setting, and they honor their commitments in a setting that honors God, our country, family, community, and free enterprise.
Thank you to the sponsors. Sizzler, everything Karina does behind the scenes to make this program so successful. It's the best time of the month, this day here, to celebrate our students, our stories.
I'm really proud of this kid. He's going places. He represents San Jacinto real well.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mountain View High School's back again today, so let's wake you guys up. I'm not going to talk a whole lot right now. I'm going to tell you that we have a lovely young lady for you today. Her name is Linda Rodriguez, and tell you more about Linda is my wonderful counselor, Mr. Ryan.
And once we moved to Hemet, she did tell me, she said, Mom, I'm going to give up. And my thing as a mother was like, all this that you've done and you come from, you can take your education anywhere. And that's what I want any of you, all of you students to know. You can take it anywhere. That's something nobody can never take from you. And I'm thank Miss O'Malley and Ken for seeing that light in my daughter and getting her back on the right track, because I, as a parent, thought I lost her.
Just wanted to say, if you are blessed enough to have one of these kids in this room today, always be proud of them and always support them, because they're going to be our future. And I am very, very, very proud of mine. Thank you for honoring her.
And I thank everyone that's here today, all the children that came up before my daughter. I love you guys, and I just pray that you guys press on and push on. I noticed that some of you guys, your parents didn't come, but I support you, and I commend you today. So continue to walk in the path that God has placed over each and every one of your lives, and you will do great things.
It's such an honor to be here to represent the Hemet San Jacinto Valley Chamber of Commerce. As a business partner in this community, it is so critical that we have an active partnership with our education community. Business doesn't stand on its own. We need our faith-based people. We need our schools. We need our government officials. This is something that we're all in together, making this valley the great place that it is. And what impresses me most about every one of the students we heard from today is they get it. They figured out the secret. Your education isn't just what you take from here. It's what you put into it that gives you more back.
You guys just make us so proud. And the word today I heard a lot was compassion from different speakers that came up. And I think if you guys carry that compassion, but if we all can be compassionate, the way we speak, the way we hear the stories, and the way we treat others, gosh, our valley, our world would be so much better, wouldn't it? Dana, she wrote, be a voice. I think all of you guys are that voice. Use it. A lot of kids walk around your school with many other problems, similar problems, more difficult problems or challenges. And if you don't share your story, they would never know that they see a smiling student walking down the hallway. They would never know that you are going through that and how you overcame it. So share it. And I have no doubt in my mind that all of you students are going to be that great story. So thank you so much again, students.
Okay, our first school is Hamilton High School, Principal Dr. Natalie Riddell.
As you all know, I'm an active member of everything, but I don't do this for myself. I do this for others. And since I come from a low-income family and struggles, you learn how to have those values coming from the heart.
For example, this year, I was scared to take AP Calculus. I mean scared. I looked at my friends, I was like, this is a mistake. Why are we here? We're all gonna fail this class. It's not really math, it's more like foreign language, but it's challenging me and I do enjoy it.
Last year, I moved to Anza from Redlands, which is a huge transition. I went from a school full of 2,100 kids to a school of just 300, where I'd rather blend in with the crowd and stand out. And now, I have no choice but to stand out.
Life is a long, bumpy road, and things do not go as planned. But you have to stop every once in a while. You have to look at the sunset, enjoy the moment, count your blessings. And high school has taught me all of that. That it is completely normal to feel like you have no idea what's going on. It has taught me that whatever you do it with passion, because that's what makes your heart full. That's what makes your life happier, and that's what makes your work no longer work.
As you can tell, I was not born here in America. I was born in South Korea, not North, but came California in 2007 when I was only 8. When I first came to Hamilton, I only had one friend from middle school. Also, because I am a very timid person, I could not approach to people to make new friends, and I always felt like people were looking at me and talking bad about me because I was Asian. However, now I have such a wonderful friends, Alyssa, Caitlin, Vanessa, and Sam. I became more confident in what I am and what I'm going for.
I believe my greatest contribution to my school is being a peer mentor and helping underclassmen get on the right path. A significant life lesson I'm taking to college is to be grateful for every opportunity I'm given and to always trust actions and not words.
As a young child, I quickly realized I was more interested in a career that helped and explored the minds of others than anything else. Throughout my life, I have always been a natural source of consolation for people in distress. My friends often found solace in asking for my advice, and I believe I have fed plentifully my passion for psychology by way of helping others. While struggling with anxiety myself, I understand that strength, empathy, and determination are the key to achieving your goals.
Okay. Okay. Breathe. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. I take so much joy in helping my school and community in every aspect. I believe I've added value to those around me by participating in school activities and activities outside of school, led by various clubs that I am a part of. I plan to challenge myself to grow and develop after high school by furthering my education on the path to becoming a pediatric nurse.
Our second school is the Hemet Unified School District Educational Option High Schools. And with us this evening, we have Andy Silva, principal, Tara O'Malley, principal, Mike Bunnell, principal, and Mike Horton, principal designee.
What changed me from being an F student to student of the month? I changed my atmosphere and my path, the peers that I hung around with, the habits that were created had to be changed for me to be successful. I now know never to give up on myself and to put pride and effort into schoolwork, anything I do.
I told my mom, I told my dad, I was like, I'm giving up. I'm thinking I'm gonna drop out. I'm done with school. I can't do it. California is pretty hard. I don't want to do it anymore. I talked to my counselor and I was like, I need to do better. I have to get right back on track. I need something to do. What can I do? What schools can I go to? Is it Helen Hunt, Alessandro? And I got hooked up with Alessandro. And when I got there, I was like, okay, this is my chance to redeem myself and make it out of here.
I need to use my energy toward bettering my future rather than dwelling on the past, like I had once said. And I can't really say how important that is, and every time I get down on myself, I look back to that event and can see all the growth that I had.
When I go to the homeless shelter and I see these kids, and there's actually one specific kid that just was like helping me, and I gave him a plate because we served them, and he turns around and he says to me, "Does this make you happy?" And I said, and like he's like a 3-year-old boy, and he just turned around and said this so bluntly and so honestly, and I was like so overjoyed that he asked me that, because I was able to respond with, yes, this makes my day. Like serving these people is just such a blessing.
Dedication, hard work, perseverance, and driven are words that describe Mark.
Just want to grow up, work on cars, and hopefully I can get there, especially with the help that Aspires has given me.
With a positive attitude, I've been able to bring many people together from all different types of groups and have them connect on different levels, whether it be through music or other school activities. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned through this is that without determination and an optimistic outlook, you cannot get very far in life.
When I remember my childhood, which probably seems pretty silly to the adults in the room,
but to me it was a lifetime ago. I primarily remember the feeling of hunger. Not just hunger for food, but hunger for a home, hunger for success, and hunger for 1,000 other things that other people had but I didn't. Knowledge, I believe, is freeing, and as a young student I believed that if I had it, I wouldn't be hungry anymore. I always wanted to become a writer because I knew that on paper no one would know my background. They would only judge me by my words.
One day I decided I really didn't want to be at school, so I made a dumb decision, which ended up leading me to Aspire Community Day School. And since then, I've turned my whole life around and started taking my education more seriously. And now I'm here as the Student of the Month.
So I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't know I had to give a speech until about 15 minutes ago. I would like to say thank you to Mr. Paul Bailey for that fact. So I have some short things that I wrote on my phone, which is why I brought it up here. My name is Ari Peffley, as you know, and tonight I am accompanied by my best friend's parents, Kimberly and Dwayne Deaton, over there. Stand up. Who in the last year have become like parents to me, so that's that. So most of the stuff I wrote down doesn't really seem important anymore, but like I said in the video, I have been homeless for the last year. I am the daughter of a disabled mother. My mother has cancer. That is a fact. I want to be a writer, and sorry, I'm so nervous. My major is comparative literature, and I will be attending Stanford University in the fall. I believe that I have added value to those around me by showing others what education and ambition can do for a person. I understand firsthand what compassion can do for someone because, well, everyone's compassion here has done something for me right now. So I plan to pay this scholarship forward in the future. I plan to do amazing things. So thank you very much.
Our next school, Hemet High School, Principal Dr. Emily Shaw.
Like Ms. Elsgiver said, my sophomore year I did lose my mother and along with that my grandmother and my aunt in a short period of time. But it was because of my support system within my school and my chapter that I was, of course, sad, but I kept working towards my goals and I didn't let them keep me down from what I wanted to do.
For me, it was a huge moment. It was a huge moment of truth. I could give up. I was so sure at the time nobody would blame me for giving up. We'd lost the house a month later. My dad had a huge alcohol problem. My mother was gone, and I was like, I wanted to give up. So I thought to myself, I am going to work harder, more and more, and I'm probably gonna get over this part of it soon, like get over what happened before, and I did. I'm pretty much over it by this point. And now I'm here. It feels nice.
Nearing the end of freshman year, my best friend Shalene Patel and I developed an idea for a club after watching a documentary of NYU students going out to the different restaurants and taking over the leftover food, in which we have a lot, and bringing to the homeless. The club is officially known as the Breakfast Club Volunteer Corporation, and our mission statement is to make a difference in our community by volunteering in any way possible and bringing food to our less fortunate neighbors.
No matter who you are or what your background is, we can all come together and help.
And the experiences that I've had in leading the Breakfast Club with my friend are beyond what I could have ever imagined. Growing up on Florida Avenue, I would see these homeless people every day. I would walk out and they would be right there. And in high school, to go out and serve lunches to those same people who I wasn't able to help back then, it really resonates because they learn your name and you learn their names, and they kind of become your own family. It's like an extended family outside of our school.
During February of 2016, I was involved in a pretty major off-road racing accident that caused me to lose over half of my hand. During my accident time, I started my own business. Dealing in the off-road industry, I came together with a few people and started my own online store. It's grown pretty big this year, and I'm hoping we can definitely push for it to become something bigger.
Last year I was failing most of my classes, and I did not want to come to school anymore. I was so done with everything and everyone. How I overcame everything was because of my mom and Mrs. Esposito. They helped me out through my struggles and hard times. I want to say thank you to my mom, who would pick me up from school and would make sure I made it to my nights classes. She brought me in the mornings to zero period. She never gave up on me.
Hello and good morning. I'm Ashlyn Dunn, and one thing about me is that I'm not the most organized person ever. And so at the beginning of this year, that kind of developed into a problem for me and created a lot of stress because I was doing a lot of things, a couple of them that Dr. Shaw and Mrs. Dewitt mentioned, and I just had too many things and I wasn't organized enough to get them all done. But then it actually grew into a good thing because it helped me to learn to be more organized so that I could get everything done that I needed to do. And I think that that's one of the best lessons that I've learned from high school that's going to help me in college.
So I don't know where to start, so I'm going to start by saying thank you to my dad for supporting me. Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. And also to all my teachers and counselors and my principal and our ASB director, because you guys really supported me through everything when I was having a really hard time my freshman year. Sorry. And it's because of all of you that I know what I want to do with my future, and that my goal is really to come back and try and support the people in the community and through all different organizations. And it's really taught me that it doesn't matter what your problem is, how big or small, that every single problem's important, and you can't put people on a priority list because you feel that some problems are more than others, because you really have to address all of them. And I just really want to say thank you. I will be attending Chico State in the fall to major in agriculture business. And that's it.
Our next high school, Mountain View High School, Mountain Heights Academy, Principal, The Voice, Ken Swanson.
I started out 9th and 10th grade with all Fs. I had a 0 GPA for 2 years and I completely regretted it. And then junior year came and I wanted to turn my life around. I wanted to get my high school diploma, and I went to Mountain View. And the first person I have to thank is my mom, because without her I wouldn't be here at all. I had to beg her to go to this amazing school.
If there's one thing that anybody takes home with them, let it be this. Never give up, and when times get hard, then you be a warrior and push even harder. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed in yourself as I was before I started Mountain View.
On July 11th, I tried to commit suicide, and I was found by a family member. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and I had to take medication for it. The combination was affecting my state of physical well-being, which made it hard to concentrate. During the winter, one of my closest friends passed away in an accident. Less than a month after that, another one of my closest friends passed away. These events took a great toll on me, and I found it difficult to focus on school.
I was born to help others, no matter what. Even if it hurts me, if I have to not waste, but put my time and, just put everything into it. Lose time with my family, sacrifice a lot, I don't care, as long as I'm helping others. It's not about the money, it's not about the rewards or recognition. It's about feeling good with what you do. And that's what I want.
Recently, I started to try again. Not for any particular reason, but because it gets old very quick to not just disappoint your family, your parents, your siblings, but to disappoint myself most of all. And that's something that it took me a very long time to understand, that it did hurt me when I didn't amount to my full potential.
A career I want to pursue is that being a social worker or someone that can help children and teens and preteens recover from traumatic events from domestic violence. I want to be a powerful voice for them. I can be someone, a voice, one that I never had when I was in need. I want to prove to myself that all the chains that have held me back in my past can be broken. I can aspire to reach goals that will allow me to be successful. Sincerely, Dania Peralta.
What I believe my biggest or greatest contribution to my community, family, and fellow students is to always be helpful, always be there, and to help them whatever problem that they're going through, whether it be problems at home or problems at school.
Only 3 minutes? 45 seconds? Oh gosh, you guys don't give me anything. 40? Oh, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I struggled a lot in life, all right? Came from nothing, paid dues to the dirt, worked my way up to where I am now. Passionate. Oh, I'm gonna tell you the truth. We share the same passion, that is helping others. That's what drives me, that's what keeps me going. And what else? In the fall, I will be attending Cal State University San Marcos, where I hope to earn my degree in biochemistry and later become a successful neurosurgeon. Thank you.
A little more props for Jaime here. He was our student trustee this year as well, so fine young man. For those of you that would like to tune in, I believe it's next Thursday on TBS, Camera Wars. We've got them going right here. Somebody's got to be filming this, right? Okay, San Jacinto High School is our next school with Principal Mr. Luke Smith.
Now for myself, I don't like it when things are done incorrectly or without enough effort. Teenager, surprising, I know. Which brings me to what I believe my greatest contribution is. Servant leadership. To be a servant leader means to always do the right thing even when you aren't being noticed or recognized. To put occupations and responsibilities before the wanted luxuries of life. And lastly, to strive for excellence in all that you choose to do.
I've always been shy, I've been scared to speak up. There was even a point when I was afraid to talk to my teachers. And it was really hard because when I didn't understand something in class, I couldn't ask them because I was too scared. And I couldn't ask any of my peers because asking them was even scarier. And it was then that I really learned you can't be afraid to speak up, even if it is scary. Your world, it doesn't only seem to become bigger, it becomes brighter.
The reason I chose the nursing route was because I love to help others, especially when they are feeling their worst, because it makes me feel amazing when I have helped them feel better, if not their best. I am full of compassion, and I want that compassion to be given to a lot of people each and every single day of my life. I also plan to keep supporting our veterans, visiting our elderly, and donating to our Restart programs, just like I have eagerly done through the school clubs I'm in.
I did watch my family fall apart, and so that's how I came to live with my grandparents, and they raised us. And so my beginning was difficult because I couldn't really communicate with people. I didn't have the confidence to do that. So I had to find different ways of expressing myself, and that was through art. And I found a little more inspiration to reach out to people through art.
I knew that no matter what I go through, I can't let that defeat me. You know, there's always been times where I've doubted myself, and there's been a lot of self-doubt. But I persevere. No matter what it is, I'm not gonna let that be, the cause of me spiraling downward. I don't see anything like any outside factors as my downfall other than me giving up on myself.
Something I will always keep with me on my journey to college is something my mentor said to me a while ago. Appreciate the things and the people in your life. Your life is not eternal. Make difference in someone's life and strive for success. I try my hardest to incorporate these words into my daily life every single day.
I believe that life is full of a lot of obstacles, and sometimes we fall, but it is expected. But what matters most is if we get back up. So, which brings me to the most significant life lesson I've learned. This is part of what my mom has taught me over the years. Never think about what other people think about you. Don't let them demean you, because people are always going to have their opinions about you. So, don't let them limit your potential. Don't let them limit your potential, your goals, aspirations, and dreams, because the sky is a starting point. So if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. As long as you keep moving forward, that's what matters the most.
Sorry. I really wasn't expecting to be up here today. So I really want to say thank you to everyone that has helped me reach this spot in my life. And thanks to this, I'll be able to follow my passion, because I know passion is something we all have. Some of us are brimming with it. Some of us don't even know what it is yet. But for me, it's storytelling, whether that's through music or acting or, best of all, writing. That's why I want to write. And with this, I will be able to write. Sorry. And it's... And it's with my passion that I've learned words really do make a difference in people's life. And that's how I've tried to make a difference in people's life, by encouraging them, by trying to inspire them. And that's all we can really do. Keep moving forward, keep helping other people, because by helping them, not only do you help yourself, but you make the world a better place.
Okay, our next high school is Tuckwitz High School. Eric Dahlstrom, principal.
The biggest lesson that I've learned and will take with me to college
is that I will always have to prove stereotypes wrong because due to my skin tone, people automatically assume that I'm unintelligent or incapable of succeeding in school.
I didn't grow up with my dad. My mom, she wasn't the best mom. I have 8 brothers, 6 sisters. Didn't really talk to any of them. The ones I did talk to were my brothers, but they weren't a good role model. I fought through battles, and at the end, I came out strong.
Coming to school terrified me would be an understatement. However, I remembered that others do not dictate my future, and I would like to remind, as well as to encourage others, that if you are in a bullying situation, don't let them win. Don't be afraid. There are always people that will support you and help you find a way to stand up and no longer be afraid.
I recommended Elijah for Student of the Month because of the extremely tough and challenging obstacles that he has faced and overcome.
The last place I was from was from San Antonio, Texas, and the reason why I moved to Hemet is because I showed my dad this game, Toontown, and then he met this girl, and then he moved over here so he could meet her. And then that's where it kind of went downhill because I didn't have a really good vibe about her. And she kept on blaming me for the things that went missing in the house.
While some of his challenges were due to poor choices, most of the challenges were because of the cards life had dealt him and the things that were out of his control.
So eventually my dad kept on thinking it was me, and I started getting more in trouble, and then her son and daughters kept on blaming me, and they kept on doing stuff on purpose so I could get in trouble. So that's when she put me in a tent, and I had to live there for at least 3 years in the backyard.
You wouldn't know the excitement that he felt when his probation officer told him that his record would be sealed due to excellent behavior and the changes that he made.
So I should say I forgive my stepmother. I don't mind that she did all this stuff to me. It happened. Just don't let it get on me, I should say.
Elijah is proof that despite a life of temporary darkness, there is still a bright light shining through, guiding him to success. He will achieve all of his goals because he put his mind to it and fights every day, rather than using his circumstances to define him.
I don't remember when I started losing my hair, but I remember the first time I got a question as to why I had bald spots in the back of my head. 7-year-olds don't ever really know when to quit. I remember trying to hold back tears because I couldn't tell the kids that my daddy had left us again, or that my mama didn't think I did, but I seen her skipping meals and begging God to send help because that was the only way out. I don't remember the first time I felt smart, but I remember the smile on my mama's face despite all we were going through when her baby brought home all O's on her 2nd grade report card. I remember feeling so proud that she was proud of me and that even if only for a moment, I had took some weight off of her shoulders. I remembered I was more than a bald spot, a homeless shelter, my grandmother's floor, the pain of not remembering my daddy's voice. I was greatness, I am greatness, and I walk in prosperity.
I acknowledge that all of you have your own stories and that not anyone can live through what you have lived through yourselves. I may not be the top of my class, and I may not be the best behaved. But I as myself at a young age was adopted. And some people like to say that, oh, I don't know who my parents were, I don't know how to be who I am, I don't know who I am. For me, I made who I am.
Once I get my degree in civil engineering, I plan to come back and make sure that my parents have everything they could ever possibly want for, because they've given me everything I could have ever asked for. So I think it's only fair that I give them back anything they could ever want for. After I make sure that they're okay, I plan on helping the community of Hemet grow, because although I lived in LA for a while, I feel this is really where I grew up, where I have most of my lifelong friends.
Jesus. It's a lot of y'all in here, okay. Well, first I would like to thank God. I didn't have the easiest upbringing. I lost my father my sophomore year of high school, and even before that, me and my mom often had it hard because sometimes he wasn't always there. And, through it all, my mama was always there. She always said, "Mommy, can you stand up, please? I love you so much." If it wasn't for that woman right there, I wouldn't be standing in front of all of you guys. I can be somewhat of a troublemaker sometimes. I have my moments. But I never let what was going on at home or in my social life get me away from my academic studies. To everybody else who was in the running, I love you guys so much. And thank you all to all of the people who sponsor and donate. And God bless. Amen.
West Valley High School, Dr. Janice Jones is the principal.
If you gave furious effort, not just regular effort, but furious effort, and you worked hard, you could achieve anything you tried. After all, that is the American dream. And this is where I am today. I find myself more motivated and inspired than ever. And being recognized as a September Student of the Month from West Valley will only contribute to that inspiration and motivation. This is not something I will soon forget.
My parents have never had anything higher than minimum wage, and my father's even disabled, and so I want to make sure that I make them proud and do my best to get us to a higher standard of living.
I would just like to say thank you, teachers. Thank you for what you do and feeding the future of the country knowledge that allows us to be successful as we pursue our goals in life. No matter how much we don't want to get up from that cozy, warm bed, we still do. We get up and we go to school not because the government requires us to, but because we know that school is a utility. It is a tool to better ourselves and prepare ourselves for what is yet to come.
High school is different, a lot different from elementary school and from middle school. Middle school, I think everybody kind of is lost. You don't know who you are, you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want to be, anything. In high school, you have to learn. You have to learn and accept yourself.
When Dr. Jones first called me up, I was shocked. I was like, wait, I got Student of the Month? She's like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And then she's like, guess who? And I was like, who? She's like, Mr. Dawson. No way. She's like, yeah way. So honestly, like he said, we barely even spoke within the semester. I didn't think that he would notice my hard work. I've always been that student who just goes into the class, does their work, and moves on. I've never thought of myself as someone who's remarkable.
And to have him validate my work means the world to me because I've never had that before.
As I'm getting ready to start a new chapter in my life, the biggest lesson I have learned to prepare for college is definitely time management skills. Never overcommit to things if you're not able to come through. And my hectic life, along with my mentors who have helped me understand and develop this skill, I've definitely, I think, mastered it.
Does love at first sight truly exist? The question is often pondered by those young and old, wondering if you can truly love someone as soon as you see them. We'll wonder no longer, folks, because the answer is yes. Love at first sight exists, and I've experienced it firsthand. The very first time I held my sister, I knew I loved her. I knew I could do anything in the world and overcome any obstacle just to be able to see her smile. And for the next 9 years, I saw an endless amount of those smiles. I received an endless amount of hugs, and I heard the laugh of a little girl that I would run to the ends of the world for. During my time in high school and life, I've learned that there are always obstacles, but the way you handle them is what really counts. Giving up is never an option, and perseverance will always, always make you stronger.
I'm so sorry. That's okay. did not prepare a speech either. I just learned this about 3 hours ago. So I would just like to say thank you so much for the sponsors who gave this scholarship to me. Well, technically, I don't deserve the scholarship. Everyone here deserves a scholarship because everyone here worked so hard to be where they're at and to be who they are. Let me just tell you about my day today. So I woke up, I didn't want to get up from bed because I knew government testing was gonna come. And I fell asleep, I dreamt, woke up, still had 30 minutes. Horrible. And then, but before that, Dawson, I was messing with you because, you know, I love food and you always mess with me about how I eat sushi in the morning for breakfast. I know it's weird. But yeah, that's just practically my day. I was tutoring, and then it took me about like 30 minutes to get dressed. I was here, I was 20 minutes late, you know, the usual. You gotta be fashionable. But yeah, I would just thank you so much. I'm really passionate about music, and helping others too. That's why I want to pursue, I want to major in psychology and be a physical therapist. And I'm going to San Marcos for my college career, or college. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to share a little bit. We not only have a dignitary here tonight, and forgive me, Andy, for going beyond what you said, but we have Dr. Judy White, who is the superintendent of Riverside County. And she helped us up here on stage, so I'd like to say thank you to Dr. White. She goes to as many of these things as she can because she really does care about students in Riverside County, and we couldn't be more blessed than to have someone like her at the helm. And that's how important you guys are in this room. I mean, we've got some dignitaries, your family, your friends, your loved ones, and you know, we're all so blessed to be here this evening.
But I just want to take my 45 seconds to say thank you to each and every one that's here. And to the students, remember this quote, my favorite quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, which says, "Whatever your life's work, do it well. Do it so well that neither the living, the dead, or the unborn can do it any better." And that's my message to you. And congratulations.